Hello, Henry from Belgium here. Today, a video about Legoset 6559 Deep Sea Bounty from 1997. It has the theme, Town, and the sub-theme Divers. I have it complete with the box, the manual, and all parts. The sub-theme Divers was completely new in 1997, and 11 different sets were released that year. This is one of the largest in the series with 355 parts, of which 5 minifigs. There are 2 larger sets, namely 6441, Deep Reef Refuge, and 6560, Diving Expedition Explorer. It is not my ambition to collect all the sets in this sub-theme, because some research taught me that the larger and more expensive sets in particular actually all look a bit similar. It's about a boat combined with an underwater scene, which is not illogical for a theme with the name Divers. But I find the underwater scenes very similar. It feels like other stories could have been told, or other constructions could have been made. So I am not specifically looking for this series, but a while ago I happened to find 2 nice complete boxes at a good price. For me, it's never about good or bad. I like to discover every set that falls within my collecting period. I was initially also skeptical about the Dragon Knights and Time Cruisers series, but when it comes to larger sets of more than 250 parts, there is always something nice to discover and also new knowledge to gain. In a previous video, I already showed you set 6558, Shark Cage Cove. This one has only 185 parts, which makes it more of a playset than a building set. But since it was completely new to me, I was surprised by the many beautiful parts and the diversity of them. This 6559 Deep Sea Bounty will therefore be less surprising, because I already know the theme well, and I hope that the building experience will be a bit more intense. As always, I'll first show you the box. It still looks good considering its age. It's faded a bit by the sunlight and shows some dents and signs of wear. But all the cardboard is there, and the photos are still clearly visible. The plastic foil is also still in it, and the blue inner box is present too. And of course, also the manual. It is a handy A4 format with clear images. It immediately strikes me that there is a lot to do, and that various parts need to be built or assembled. First, some smaller things such as a motorboat, an underwater vehicle, and a cage. Then a platform-like boat, which is already more extensive, and I see some nice decorations and details. And I am looking forward to the construction of the underwater scene. The building instructions for this are quite extensive. 17 steps with a few more subdivisions. It looks already nice on paper, and I have the impression that there is actually some building to be done here, and not just assembling some ready-made pieces. This play feature in particular looks fun and original. So let's get started. I already see a lot of nice parts, but I will show you the minifigs first. There are 5 in total, 2 of which are divers, complete with equipment that I have already seen in my previous set. I have also seen the other 3 before, but I like them all. Good color combinations and finishing. I noticed that they all have a face with an extra print, and that the classic eyes and smiley have disappeared. There are also some animals in the set, such as a grey shark and a grey sawfish shark, and even the well-known parrot. But also this black octopus. And this black manta ray, which was new in 1997, is completely new to me. And so from today on it can be added to my collection too. Before I start building the boat and the underwater scene, I build some other things first. like this boat with outboard motor. The yellow base part was first produced in 1997 and was therefore a novelty at the time. Supplemented with some nice decoration, this gives a good and realistic result of a rubber boat with motor. The second thing I build is a kind of underwater vehicle, and it actually contains quite a few small parts. I am a fan of this part. It was also a novelty and was first produced in 1997. It is described as windscreen 6x6x3 canopy half sphere with hinge. I also like this black propeller housing and the corresponding screw as nice parts. And clearly also the yellow wall panels with the corresponding stickers. I really like the photo camera, which was also first produced in 1997. Together with the VCR, they are really nice accessories which are attached to the outside. Finally, I also build a cage in which the diver can take place and descend to the bottom of the sea by means of a winch. There is also a fishing line in the set, not with a hook, but with an arm piece with tow hook and clip part, which also was new in 1997. So I have only just started building, and I have already discovered a lot of nice parts. The building experience of the underwater vehicle was fun, and that's my favorite for the moment. It is nicely put together and contains a lot of nice parts and decoration. It could actually be a separate small set. For the larger boat, I mainly use white basic bricks and light gray plates, supplemented with some colored accents. It's important that the bricks are clean and bright white if you want to use it as a display piece. Building is fun. It is a model that I have not built yet. The shape and size are noticeably different, and that is of course due to the dark gray plate, 8x8 with grille, which determines the width. It's flat with a lot of space. It seems to me more like a transport freighter. The winch to which the cage will be attached is undoubtedly the eye-catcher in this part, and a great play feature. I am pleased that it's a full-fledged winch, and that they used the classic piece that I know from the Yellow Castle from 20 years earlier, complete with the original rope and a grey hook. The decoration with the spotlights and flags is also beautiful, and the blue color is very well chosen because it fits well with the white bricks. So for me, only positive, but I do have some reservations about the wheelhouse. It gives me a bit of an unfinished feeling. It only consists of 2 walls and does not have a roof. But there is a lot of decoration which makes up for it for me. In addition to the classic steering wheel, there is also a slope brick with a nice navigation print. There is a walkie-talkie, large antenna, a life buoy, and life jacket. And this is also a very nice detail. It is a sticker with the image of the underwater scene. I suspect that this is a kind of monitor, where the minifig can follow where the divers are. Here a red bar with hollow studs, in which you can put the fishing line and some tools. The tools are the more modern variants that were produced from 1995, and were delivered on a sprue of 6. And last but not least, in the wheelhouse, you will find an other fun play feature, a device with X-ray with which you can scan artifacts. And there are 2 artifacts in this set. That is cool, and the designers certainly got their inspiration from the Space Exploring series, because I saw that in various sets there too. Finally, the minifig also has an extra camera in its hand, and a parrot looks on approvingly. I built this little vehicle in the beginning. I suspect it's a kind of transport device on which you can place a crate or barrel and can operate remotely. You can attach it here to the side of the boat. You can choose whether to lower the cage or the underwater vehicle, because both have a connection point. When you place everything on the boat to transport it to the place you want to discover, it is all quite full, but I like it. Despite the limited construction process, A beautiful result with good colors, well-chosen decoration, and 2 very effective and fun play features. A nice detail that I had not mentioned yet is that these lamps are attached to the mast on this part. That piece is described as bar 1x3, radio or telephone handset. I also see this part for the first time today. For the underwater scene, I have a 32x32 tan base plate, and that makes me happy, because so far, I only had a few small plates and a 16x32 plate of that specific color in my collection. For this construction, I use plates and bricks in white and old gray, supplemented with green accents, which of course represent the planting. The construction process of the rock formations is quite limited, and that is due to these 4 dark gray rock panels. I think it is a pity that no more basic bricks have been processed in this part of the set. What I do find positive is that not all panels are on the back row, and so there is some space here too to search for possible treasures. And that is definitely the case, because in the empty back of these panels there is a treasure chest and a barrel with different details in it. I also like it that an opening has been worked out here with a net in front of it, which is finished with a dark gray chain with 21 links. This part was also first produced in 1997, and I see it now for the first time. I enjoy building the whale skeleton the most. It consists of several bricks and pieces, including arch parts. A bit of a puzzle, and that makes it fun. And at the end, it really looks realistic and impressive. It also contains a fun and well thought out play feature with a simple but effective mechanism. When a diver pulls the box out of the whale's mouth in the wrong way, it falls down and the diver gets stuck. Inside the case, there is a strange kind of doll with a head with a skull pattern, also a part I didn't have before. I am pleasantly surprised by the finishing and decoration. Here, I also see the classic gold coins, cups and knives. And the large anchor that I finally added is also an absolute added value and a nice detail. When you put all the components together, you really have a very nice end result. 5 minifigs, different types of animals, 4 vehicles, and an underwater scene with lots of decoration. You really get a lot of value and different pieces and parts for your money. But with this theme, you have the element of water that you have to imagine, and that is not so obvious. You have to be able to play on 2 different levels, because you are stuck with the height difference between land and water. Of course you want to hoist the cage and underwater vehicle up and down, but on a flat table, that is not ideal. So you have to be a bit creative. Furthermore, I think it is a pity that the idea of the artifacts and the X-ray machine is actually just copied from the Explorian series. Perhaps something more original and different could have been thought out for this Divers series in particular. And yes, the rock panels, the so-called burps, really do ensure that the building process is a lot more limited. 4 in a set of this size is really a lot. But to counterbalance, there are a lot of smaller parts and a lot of decoration. And the fact that there are different things to build or to assemble keeps you busy and makes the set interesting enough. So, for me, it deserves a place in my collection. Feel free to comment below this video. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It's completely free. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.